Yes. Here's another
Yes.
one. This is a full-on, complete one-for-one tribute shot. Oh man,
Yes.
this is a breakthrough shot in the tribute, I think too. Mostly because of your texture breakthroughs, but also just to get another shot in the lineup that felt like it was closer to what we were after.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fun one too. It wasn't too complicated, other than the textures, I think too. Especially the modeling was pretty straightforward. Wasn't too
Yeah.
complicated. It was like a combination of Fusion and Cinema 4D. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty simple. I think after this shot, I started learning poly modeling a little bit more, because it was like it was just a kind of a pain to go back and forth between them. But yeah, I mean, looking at this was even the tape. You know, you put on that tape stuff too. It's pretty crazy, and cutting up the geometry and then putting in the texture for the sign and stuff, and then yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then going back and forth and building out the texture is like, ah, man. Yeah. Also, lighting I
Uh,
think it was a complicated shot to light. Um,
yeah, the lighting is quite unusual.
it was
You
very
cannot use
unusual.
the,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And we did a lot of different tests, I think, on the lighting too. Um, Tested a lot of different lights here. If you see, there's a lot of different like usages of lights too, and trying to get the light to look right. And a lot of little
And
ones and select ones and stuff too, just to get it to feel right. Um, yeah, it wasn't an easy shot in regards to lighting, but the rest of it kind of felt it came pretty naturally, I think too. And
mhm.
yeah, looking at it, there's some really like the ceiling texture inside the room looks real, which is really weird. I'd always look right at that. And the scale of it looks very accurate, and it looks really real, which is really weird. You notice that? That's probably the most realistic texture in the whole shot, because all this stuff is very stylized. But that
Mhm.
looks photoreal, which is this is all stylized and has its own feel, like in a very Akira translated feel. But yeah, and the light up here too. But let's talk about some of the texturing and kind of how you hit a breakthrough on that. So here we have this one, and I'll go into this shot. And I know you don't do it like this, but we'll look at it from the node, because I know you do it as a stack. But
Yes, Dark Man.
Stackman, yeah, Stackman, Pac-Man. So should we start with like one of your first ones, like the neon base?
Yeah, it's a neon base.
So this is a, let's see, a
Just a
diffuse,
basic,
yeah,
just a diffuse.
with a
Because yeah, because from the anime you can see the neon lights is like at first I just want to say one diffuse material to it, but the result is quite real. And from the anime you can see there's lots of you can see the edge is much more brighter than the inside part, right? You can see
yeah,
the
this
edge. So
yeah, this stuff that you're
so
talking about right here, this stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, the edge is brighter than the inside the inner part. So I created the inner part emission and use a lot of dirt node to mimic that bright edge.
Oh, this right here, the dirt node that you attach to that.
Hmm.
So
Also,
you combine these
yes,
two and then put a dirt node that blends the
yes.
two.
Also, you can see from the neon light, it's like the center part is a little bit brighter than the center part is a little bit brighter than the rest of rest of the surface. So also I use the dirt the node to mimic that.
Right here, I think this is it. Yeah.
Mm.
And then here's the noise that's pushing it. Yeah, and you're using the parent. It looks like you're using parent on all of these too. It's a good noise effect too. And if you want to get something like, I think the way you're doing this is a great approach to doing procedural texturing, because it allows you to
Mhm.
get randomness by using the noise to achieve like clusters rather than trying to UV this. Because
Mhm.
you could UV this and do all this kind of stuff as well,
Mhm.
and paint
Mhm.
this and texture it in Substance Designer or Substance Painter or whatever. But you can
Mhm.
also do it here if you know how to push the right buttons, I guess, and that's what you're doing here, which is really really cool. Yeah. Yeah, here's the mixed textures. So all in all, I mean, it's not that complicated, but it is. Because you have like three
But
mixed
the,
textures, or five mixed textures combining.
yeah,
So
yeah. Basically, it's like to break the details of the anime and to make to think about in layers. For me personally, is think about it in layers.
yeah, and and then you just combine them, which is cool, and you keep
Yeah.
stacking them and then
Yes.
adding them to it. So, which makes sense and it works. You're just kind of it's kind of an approach to Photoshop. I think I know you don't use
Yes.
Photoshop, but
Exactly.
it's like stacking. So, which
Hmm.
makes sense, and I think it's probably better than using with the node layer, the node editor stuff. Because this one gets quite confusing, to be honest. Sometimes it's really confusing,
Hmm.
but it's yeah. All in all, it's yeah, it's pretty rad. Yeah, it's a lot of work here. But I think you really hit a creative stride with this one. Um, I remember you finding this. You're like, and then you sent to me. I'm like, oh man, here it is. Look at that. It's so good. And yeah, even like with this one, the textures of the displacement. Um,
Yeah, lots of layers.
yeah, lots of layers to get that wall texture. Um, let's see if I can find that. So that's what I would do. I would just kind of open up your file and go, okay, what's doing what? And I would just find the displacement, like, okay, this like plaster texture is supporting the displacement on that thing, and then everything kind of goes together from there. But yeah, and there it is. There's the plaster texture in the background, and that's what's catching the edge.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you see it all there too. So, but yeah, I also just love this shot in the anime because it's starting to instigate again the flashing lights and starting to
Hmm. Yes.
the dungeon and the light, and then this kind of the shop that they go into, the bar, and their hangout spot basically, and kind of leading into it. So it's kind of funny that we put this in a weird spot in the edit though. It's like boom 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 boom. I think it's because it's flashing light. That's why. Yeah, it's hitting the music too. So
Yes.
yeah, but yeah, the textures are crazy, and it was again the same kind of process, and then in After Effects and all that stuff too. And it's
Hmm.
not too heavy on rendering too. The heavy parts is this specular
Yes.
material. It's always specular material. Low light and specular material are the worst. So yeah, and this is even, I think this is an older rendering. This is before we were using adaptive sampling too. So
Hmm.
yeah, but and it's only like we're only using 2,000 samples. You can probably crank it up to like 3,000 probably, and change some of the diffuse and specular depth. The GI clamp is pretty low too, so not too bad. I mean,
Hmm.
all in all, it's a pretty fun shot. Enjoyed this one. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about on this one?
Like the rust.
You
You
want to talk about
see,
the rest? Yeah, this stuff that's falling down here.
it's
Yeah.
a
How did you
banana.
approach that? How did you figure that out?
It's, I draw it on Photoshop and bring it on Cinema by using a plan.
Oh, so you put a plane here and
And
then
I
put it
using
on
a
there.
and use a transparent mat
There
to.
it is. I see it. You know what's funny is like, yeah, it's just a matter of time to be using, because this is basically kind of the same way you would do it in Substance Painter. From what I've been seeing, is like you would do the
Hmm.
same kind of thing and you'd bring it in here, but that it works just as well. So yeah, I love it. You just kind of find your hacks and you find the way to get through it, you know. So I didn't
Yeah.
realize it. So there's a separate piece of geometry, a plane of geometry
Hmm.
that's separate.
Yes.
Ah, okay,
Yes.
that's how you did it. Ah,
Like
there it
the
is. Ah, I didn't.
like the like the characters
Yeah.
like the Japanese characters
Yeah,
of
right
the
here.
sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same method.
Ah, okay. Well, you know, it works though, so it's like whatever. Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't realize that. For some reason, I was thinking when I saw it, I was like, how the heck did he get that aligned like that? But I was like, I'm too busy. I got something else. But I was like, that looks great. So cool. That's so cool, though. I mean, it makes sense. So yeah, and it works perfectly. So yeah, that's awesome. Dang, cool. Anything else?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's all.
Yeah.
Also the lighting is quite unusual, but because we use a lot of different lights and to mimic that anime look,
Yeah.
so it's not in the real world state.
Yeah, we have like so many different lights, so it's I think mainly because it's artificial light, so
Yes.
you have to use a lot of weird light sources. So you have a blue down here, like a white here, another one down here, a green inside this one,
Hmm.
this light obviously. I mean the lighting setup if you look at it. So let me turn on the camera so we can see where we're looking at. So we're over here looking at this. So we have a light over here on our right side. That's probably the blue one, or maybe that's the blue
Hmm.
one. Another one, like a form-facing one. Some down here, and then this one, this main one right here. So yeah, a lot of light, and then a green one inside here too. So looks like we have 7 different lights. This is a pretty decent amount for one single shot.
Hmm.
Yeah, it all adds up too. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah, complicated shot, and it only got a couple like couple frames. So, but hopefully, this behind the scenes, you guys get to see a little bit more into kind of some of the madness behind it all. So, yeah, cool. I'm good with
Cool.
that one. Good,
Good.
awesome. There's the sign, everybody. On to the next one.
Yeah.